Hey, we're live. No intro again because we've got no modders because she's busy. So, hi guys.
Ahoy.
Ahoy.
Hey, Mikey, how you are?
I'm alright, mate. How are you? I believe you're very happy.
Oh, terribly happy. I'm happy with everything other than domestic appliance manufacturers at the moment. But other than that, I'm generally happy with the world.
Yeah, that's good. And what about our regular puddle pirate?
Yeah, not too bad. You know.
I tried to say resident and regular at the same time. Regular.
Yeah, no, woke up this morning. Sun still came up, so another good day in Queensland.
Yeah,
That's a win.
cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
there's another man from down under.
Oh, Mr. Creepy. Oh.
Hello.
Ah, g'day. G'day, John.
Sorry about the weird angle, but I'm at the booth.
And all out of focus. Wonderful. How are you, John?
Yeah.
Good. All out of focus.
Yes. You always did find it hard to focus, didn't you, John?
Oh.
So, Gary, what are you working on? I can see you working on something.
I'm working on my slightly ridiculous hobnob carrier. So this is the aircraft, and the hobnobs are contained within the cargo box that sits on top.
That doesn't look dodgy at all.
They flew. They honestly flew. They flew these in support of the Soviet shuttle program, the Energia program, ferrying the fuel tanks and stuff like that over. So it did fly. Probably not that efficiently, and probably not for very far on a tank of fuel. But it's cool. So I just immediately thought that's my hobnob build for Telford.
Excellent.
Definitely.
What's John working on?
The F4 Wildcat. When I get back to the bench, I'll go through what I'm doing, what I'm up to, and all that stuff.
Okay. Tim, what about you?
I'm probably going to continue on with a little bit of photo etch for a bit, and then I might paint up a Africa Corps soldier.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
That'd be interesting.
What are you up to, Mikey?
Me? I started this yesterday.
Oh, my.
So yes.
Oh, was that your kind of see-through one?
Yeah, it's a ghost dragon.
Very nice.
And for the most part, it's hollow inside. So what I've done is hollowed out the rest of it. And I've put an Edison filament up the middle of it. So it lights up from inside. So I'm going to finish gluing it together and I'm going to start making a base for it. Oh, wow. Hello, doggy.
Yeah, sorry. That's one of mine.
Just been kicked or something.
Will be if she keeps going. No.
There you go.
Wow.
You can see more detail in it when it's not on camera, but there you go. So I just need to finish doing the circuits and gluing it together.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So for now, we shall go through the chat.
Okay.
GM says, did not plan on being first, so where is everybody this time? Hello to you all if you're joining in the chat. Go for it, Gary.
Morning, GM. Second comment, third if you count mine yesterday. Everyone, don't forget to lube, please. Yeah. Indeed.
Gary says, morning, Julian. I did see your comment from Saturday. YouTube keeps deleting stuff.
It does.
He also goes on to say, been a big few days with Backwards John going live, then Models for Heroes yesterday. You're all being very busy doing stuff. That's true.
Yeah.
Jim says, Mike, I just noticed the heading page. The start time is 12 p.m. UK, 9 p.m. Sydney, 8 p.m. in Seoul. Yes.
Start times actual 12 p.m. UK, 9 p.m. Sydney, 8 p.m. Seoul. You have the daylight saving times up on screen.
Yeah, I think he meant the thumbnail. I've changed it.
Ah, right.
I've corrected it.
Nice. Paul's in. He says, "My fear of moving stairs are escalating."
Oh,
Cows have hooves because they're lactose. And greetings, fellow Lubits.
I like that.
Great start. Julian says, "Morning, Paul. How are Yo and Daphne?"
Jem says, Paul, that's deep, man. Too early for the heavy, bro.
Paul says we are not too bad. Thanks for asking. And you?
He says, "Gary, I hear you, man."
And
John's got to do the emojis.
I've got to do the emojis.
Paul says, open the door. It's me, Dave. Dave ain't here. Okay.
John Thompson says, good morning, fellow modelers. Got some more work done on the dry dock.
Cool.
Sounds intriguing.
Yeah.
Duke's in. He says, "G'day, all you beautiful people. Monday already. All lubed up and ready to go."
Super.
Matt Mac says, "Hello, everyone."
Hey, Matt.
Hey, Matt, how you doing, fella?
Paul says, morning, JT and Duke with a fish.
Jim says, g'day, guys. Welcome.
Hey, Jim.
Joe says, "Good morning, afternoon, evening. Sorry I'm late, but watching a Godzilla marathon on YouTube and was debating on what to watch. Somehow you all won out. Crazy. Invasion of the Astro Monster."
Crazy.
Oh, come on. There you go.
Paul Tanker says, "Lube is in her hair."
And he says, good day, Joe. Oh, I just realised what he said. Lube is in her hair. That sounds wrong.
Patrick Hark says, g'day to all. Hey,
Patrick.
Joe says, "What it up, Paul?"
Very gangster.
Hobby Time's in. He says, "Hi, guys."
Hey, Hobby Sam. Whereabouts?
Oh, is it me?
Yeah.
No, it's Mikey, isn't it?
I thought
Mikey's
it was Mikey,
turn.
but...
Where is it?
but
Holding
whatever.
Rex and boiling diesel steam at 45 degrees. There we go.
There you go. Duke Wellington says, ahoy! Poo emoji.
Oh,
sure
no.
why.
Do it now. Got to do
You got to
it.
follow through.
Julian says, "I'm doing okay, thanks, Paul."
Paul Tanker says, "Joe, not much. Had 3 fillings of my teeth. That's about all."
Ooh.
Ooh.
Jimmy says, afternoon, Archangel. Mikey, Commander Evans, evening, Nodge. Tim. Oh. Gary, did you see the AI image I made for the Sea Fury the other day? I posted it on Facebook.
The Sea Fury.
Yeah, for the Sea Fury build.
No, I didn't.
A Sea Fury on a flight deck of an aircraft carrier with...
How offended am I going to be?
Not at all. With
Oh, my God. What's wrong with you?
How
What are
long's
you
the
doing?
piece of string?
with Marley, Chairforce, and Beardy in flight suits, and Waitrose, the chimp, in a naval commander's uniform.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Commander Bond.
Yeah.
Yeah, ish. John Thompson having a heat wave here at Midnight Oil's Lyric Works.
Ooh,
Oh,
nice. Ian says, "May, everybody."
Morning, afternoon, evening.
Morning, afternoon, evening. Thank you. Had a great chat with Tim on Saturday via Discord. He did. Did anyone else join you for a chat, Tim? No, it was just you. So
We did notice that it said that you were sharing something live for most of the day.
yeah, Ian mentioned that you'd put something up. I sort of had a giggle about that. I was literally just listening to Meatloaf and Metallica and stuff on
Nice.
YouTube and working on photo etch. So
Nice.
Paul Tanker asks, how can you sleep when your roof? How can you sleep? Well, the beds are burning and all that stuff. Midnight oil.
Uh-huh. Julian says, Paul, if lube is in her hair, it's probably not a good idea to finish that sentence. Oh dear, Julian.
John Thompson said, Paul, I just paid the rent.
Got to give it back.
Bob's in. He says, made it. Been fighting customs at the post office. Think I won.
Oh dear. What's he bought now?
So that's another 20 strand piece on the way to you, Gary.
Yeah. I better get shifted some of them this week anyway.
Paul says,
That's a laughing face, not a crying face.
oh, is it? I don't know.
Oh, it's
Rolling on
crying,
the floor,
laughing
laughing.
face.
Yeah.
It's laugh
Not
to
your vinegar
cry
face.
Yeah.
Julie says, hi, Patrick, Joe, HT, Duke, JT, and Ian.
Patrick Clark says, hi, Julian.
JT says, hello, Julian.
Duke says, nice start on the victory, John. Thank you. I haven't progressed since that video.
Did you say regressed or progressed?
Progressed.
I thought you were getting old and regressing. JT says, I saw the victory model John got. Yeah.
Oh. Sif, hello. Sat with Nano. Got you guys on the TV. Uh-oh.
Hello, Nana
Teachers
Modders.
watching.
Hello, Nana.
Hi, guys. Have a lovely day.
Yeah. We'll try not to be too naughty. and swear.
Julian says, I'm guessing Dave was a 2001 Space Odyssey quote.
Never watched it.
John says, Whitney Houston had a song for modelers. Where do broken parts go? Do they find their way home? Oh.
GM says, uh-oh, Tiff has it on TV. Woohoo!
Dear God. June says, hi, Tiff and Janana. Hope you're both well.
Yeah.
Joe says, Paul, I got that beat. Tuesday, I have to drink that terrible stuff for my colonoscopy Wednesday morning. Drinking that stuff is the worst. Yuck.
We've got rubber gloves again.
Righto.
Get your rubber gloves out.
Paul Tanker says,
Oh, dear God.
Tiff says, well, good thanks, Julian. My Nana was waved at you all. Oh, hello, Nana Modders.
Paul Tank says, Julian, Dave is a quote from Cheech. No, that's Cheech and Chong, I guess.
Yeah. There you go. We got caught upon chat.
Yay.
13 minutes in. Woohoo.
Wow.
Go us.
Got to be a record.
It has. I'm pretty sure it has. Right. Take the batteries out of this. So there's no residual charge. Right, so yeah, the only reason Modders is watching is so that she can tell John off whenever he sings.
Without a doubt.
Just like that.
So I got this one made up yesterday. It was the
antenna cat holder.
Yeah, like for the cleaning equipment and stuff for the YAG. And yeah, made a big sort of pry bar out of a bit of styrene strips. So glued two of those together and then just kind of whittled it into a sort of pry bar shape.
Yeah.
And then The other things I got done were
Excuse me.
the spare track holders, which
Yeah.
will kind of go on the back. So, yeah.
Nice. You've had a productive weekend then, by the look of it.
Yeah, it's just so many fiddly things. And if I left it all for the Fridays, it'd just never get done. So, yeah, I'm trying to like get them mostly assembled so that I can then just be sticking things on as if I was just building the kit on Friday without having to do the tedious kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense.
Morris is doing straight out of the box. Then one thing we've got to be careful of is we don't get too far ahead or too far ahead of each other, but too far behind you guys.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Waitrose is just going to be sat there twiddling his thumbs for however many episodes.
Waitrose has got more than enough to keep himself busy with, thank you.
Yeah. Yes, he does.
My shoot list for today, just on box reviews today, is seven kits.
Are you just going to go, here's a kit, there's the sprues. Do you like it? If you don't, tough, don't buy it. End of video.
And then just put different overlay different kits each episode. Yeah, that's the idea.
Yeah. One way I experimented with doing them is just taking photos of the sprue and then just doing a voiceover.
Mm-hmm.
Because then you can just zoom in on different parts of the sprue and things.
Yeah. Well, I'm quite happy shooting them and showing the plastic, and because you can just mess around with the lighting, can sort of angle the plastic a bit differently to highlight some of the panel lines, or if you've got any thermal effects in the plastic itself, they show up better. I'm quite happy with that. It's just that there are 7 of them.
Yeah.
To shoot. That's all. And
you'll be fine. A man of your caliber.
And then, of course, you've got to do all the intros as well, intro and outro shots to camera as well. So it's quite a lot to do, but it all needs doing.
Apparently, I've missed a massive chunk of chat, but I don't think I did. I just got to the end and then it's piled up again.
I've also got to get some content done ahead of going away. So
yes,
every time I do a couple of like vintage box opening type things, I'll do for when I'm away, like I did before, sort of like things coming out of the stash and show them old school type things.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do the Napoleon and the Sam 2 I got the other day, because they're old efforts.
You could do a kit review on the Strand Beasts.
Yes, indeed. Could indeed.
That'd be an interesting one.
Yep. I can indeed.
Joe says
I can do anything because it's my channel.
You can, exactly. Joe says, I scheduled the colonoscopy on Wednesday, so not to miss a live stream. Now that's dedication.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
June says, Gem, even worse, Tiff and her nana have the panel in HD on a TV. My sympathies to you both, Tiff. It's all right. It's only Waitrose that's on the screen, and he's photogenic. Paul says, Joe, is it shaken, not stirred? Jem says, hi, Tiff's nan. I wave back. Julian, no, Tiff says, Julian, we have you on Sky Glass, so Ultra HD. Oh, good Lord. Julian says, love those bookends on Discord, Duke. JT says, Timmy.
Hey, JT.
Julian says, "Oh, Ecky Thump, double sympathies, Tim. Note, Tiff, not to self. Behave for once." Tiff says, "Yeah, if she could shed, she'd put you all over her knee for swearing. Nana doesn't like it. Ooh, she knows we'd only enjoy it. That's why she's offering." Paul says, "Julian, Dave is a quote from Cheek and Chong." Okay. JT says, "I was thinking of Jim Lovell this weekend, Apollo 13, a mission that made history." Yeah, good film.
Yeah, he just passed away, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Tiff says, "Mikey, you missed out a massive chunk of chat." No, I don't think I did. Duke says, "Hey, how come you did the glove wave but didn't do mine?" I don't remember. Duke says, "Yeah, he needs a modest Tiff, but you have better things to do." Yeah. It's not saying we're not modest. We can't have intros for a start. Jem says, "Tiff, if I swore in Korean, would Nana know? Haha, I don't think so. Hee hee." Tiff says, "No, she wouldn't, Gary." JT, "I built the Rebel Saturn V rocket years ago, a fun model. I've got that kit to build." Julian says, "Paul, I thought it was one of those IMDb quotes." And he says, "Jem, depends if Tiff's Nana has Google Translate on her phone. I'm guessing not Tiff. I don't think. No." GM says, "Julian, shh, don't give him ideas." Tiff says she has a Nokia flip phone, so no, Julian. And Duke says, "Thanks, Julian." Julian says, "Laughing my ass off, GM." And you're welcome, Duke. I like how the chat's now moving towards using acronyms a lot more.
Well, for what it's worth, those old Nokia phones are basically weapons in of themselves, so could always just, beat the translation out of Gary.
Yeah. There's a guy, wasn't there? He had an original Nokia 3310 in his drawer, and he found it recently, and it still had 1 bar of battery on it.
Yeah, I saw a comedian the other day had a bit about the battery life on modern phones and how, whose brain flash was it to leave just enough battery when it shuts off when you're trying to make that last emergency call or whatever, that it goes Samsung.
Yeah.
I'd never thought about it. It's pretty much. Yeah, it's like the phone just winks at you and then turns itself off.
Where is this left at?
Alright.
I'm assuming it's that one. Snips. Duke says, IGYLT, Mikey. I don't know that one. Yeah. Oh, that one. That one. JT says, Mikey saw a video on YouTube showing a British infantry tank being repaired. It was a cool video. Yeah.
Oh, maybe that acronym. Go back to Dukes if you can.
He's just said, I'm glad you like them, Mikey.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. All right. So, okay.
Julie says, I'm using acronyms, one account of my left hand being buggered. Not working very well, so they make typing easier. Yeah. If it works, mate.
Yeah.
As long as we know what they are, it's fine. JT says, they also did needle scaling and repainted it. Yeah. It's some good tank restorations.
What's needle scaling?
Question to the audience, I think.
Oh,
It's comparing scale to your penis, Tim.
John.
What?
Nana Modders is watching.
Oh.
What is this watching?
My inner monologue is broken again. Oh, I'm sorry, Tiff.
Poor Nana Modders.
Oh, I had a good follow-up too, but I don't want to offend Nana. Oh, I'll have to wear it. Oh,
You'll have to wear it.
Oh, there you go.
Alrighty. Heading back to the bench.
Thanks for telling us that. We're glad you told us.
I'm going to assume needle scaling because it's with
I see
regards
what
to
you mean.
restoration work, right?
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Is it like J gunning?
Huh?
Like J gunning with like the pneumatic sort of gun that's got all the metal needles that use it to bang rust off.
Yeah, it's basically chipping the paint off, isn't it?
Yeah. So we call that a J gun.
Yeah. There you go.
If that's what it is. Needle scrappering tool. Yeah, that's yeah. Cool.
Alrighty.
Joe says, Dan John, he drinks alcohol in front of his nephew, Timmy, and not talks porn in front of Tiff's Nana. Jesus.
Not to be trusted. Not to be trusted.
No, sir. JT says, how are you, Gary? Duke says, I'm going to do them from now on. Ha 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 ha. Bob says, so just to be evil, I've sent the dispatch and tracking information for Australian packages in Welsh. Why do I get an impression I'm going to be getting a request for translation at some point over the next few days?
You'll be getting a request to show up in court.
I believe that's called a summons. Hey, Tasha's in. Yeah, Crafting Budget Mama. Hey, how are you doing? I've seen you for a while. Says, hi, everyone. Hello. Tiff says, I didn't catch that. I was in the kitchen making cuppa. John, I will hand you over to my nana for a smack bottom. He's smiling now.
Well, what can I say?
It's been a while, hasn't it, John? Duke says, what was yours, Julian? Julian says, no, we're not glad, Mikey. Some of us could have lived very happily ignorant of the fact. Luckily, my creative deafness kicked in, and I'm still ignorant of whatever it was. I don't know what you're talking about. Tiff says, hey, Tasha. Julian says, hi, Crafting Badger Mo. And John says, Welsh, I want to hear Sugan. I heard it as a lullaby.
No, it's a beautiful, beautiful song. Yeah.
It'll be on YouTube.
Oh, yeah. I could play it and record it, but I'm not allowed to.
No.
I should be able to. It's traditional.
Yeah. Jem says, hello, Bobby. Is that you or the pills talking? I'll reply in Korean, of course. Tasha says, been on and off busy, but I'm okay. Hope everyone else is too. We are, thank you. Oh, crumbs. And she says, hi, Tiff, and hi, Julian. See, what you need to do now, Tiff, is make your Nana a YouTube account so that she can watch when you're not there. And she can lube and subscribe.
So what I've been working on, just spraying then, I've put the cowling, engine cowl for the Edward 48 Wildcat together. So that's ready to go on. I've painted the inside of it, the colour it says in the instructions. Now the wing fold bits, these are the 3D printed wing fold set from Edward. To fit them, I've had to use a knife and sit there for hours and scrape out weird sort of compound curves and everything else. But it's been worthwhile because that's the inner wing, the top and bottom where the wing fold goes. And it fits, well, see if I can get it in while because the camera's on. There we go. Yeah, it's beautifully. So that's good. So I've got both stub wings ready to go. Of course, they'll just go there and there on each side of the fuselage. And I'll do the outer wing fold later on. It's more straightforward. The compound. So I had to whittle those bits down to 0.6 of a mil, and 1.2 mil to start with. So basically half the thickness of the wings. The next ones are more straightforward. They're just going to be straight cuts. So I'll do them later on.
Just a little bit?
Just a little bit, yeah. I've also been, while I've been at the booth, painting up all the rest of the engine parts ready to build up the engine and stick that together. And yeah, I'll get the wing stubs on and all that, just so Wildcat's progressing.
Excellent. Oh, that's what I did this weekend. Whilst me and John were on Discord talking yesterday, I put the decal on the Mark V.
So, did you hand paint that star thing behind the B56?
No, that's the decal.
That's a decal, okay.
So I've just got to clear coat that, and then I can start weathering it.
Very good.
Yeah. Ooh, we've got more comments. Julian says, Duke, mine was, I think the acronyms are driving Mikey nuts. We use a lot of acronyms in the armed forces. Pretty much everything's an acronym, even your rank. Duke says, ha ha ha, Julian. Bob says, hail to Gary, a bit of both. Guess what's coming your way? Tiff says, JT, that's the link for Sugan. JT says, thanks, Tiff. Tiff says, no worries. Duke says, delicious John.
Yeah.
Is that his new nickname?
Well, you never know.
Darn.
You never know.
Jim
Normal
says,
Duke.
Jim says, Bobby, you've not said if you'd like a model or 3 in return. I've braced for the incoming impact of plastic things. Ha ha ha. JT says, I like the Princess Bride. Have you the wing?
Have you the wing? Marriage.
We quoted that at my wedding.
Did.
You soppy sod.
Man and wife.
Marriage.
Marriage.
We also stuck Lord of the Rings music in the church while we were signing the marriage certificates and stuff. Played like the nice sort of Rivendell kind of instrumental.
We had 1,000 Years by Katy Perry played on the piano whilst we did. When we were doing the rehearsal the night before with the bishop, Kay was reading out repeating the vows, and it got to the bit where it says, I know no lawful reason why I should not be married. And for some reason, without thinking, she went, I know no lawful reason why I should not be married. And during the wedding ceremony, the proper, she could see that how nervous I was. So she just looked at me, and when it got to that bit, she just started smirking and then just did it as loud as she could all over the chapel. like this proper scout, like why load of chocolate.
I know when it came time to kiss the bride at mine,
She
the
pulled away.
priest, who's Katie's great uncle, said to me, "Would you like to kiss the bride?" And I sort of went, "Oh, yes, I would if that's all right." And everyone sort of had a laugh.
Yeah. JT says, "Awesome looking tank, Mikey. Thank you, buddy." Come on. TBG says, "Hi everyone." Hi TBG. Patrick says, "Mark 5 looks good, Mikey." Thank you, Patrick. Paul says, "Past, present, and future. Walk into a bar. It was tense." Julian says, "Duke, surely that should be Nodge Suoisiled." Okay. I think Julian's having an echo. Tiff says, "Still watching, but gonna put my phone away as I'm running out of battery, so no comments." Okay, that means she can't tell us off.
Yeah. I mean, oh.
Bob says, "Gary, I have too many already, and to be honest, I am unlikely to build many more. Plus, my skills probably not really good enough. I just muddle through for my own pleasure. That's what modeling's all about, mate.
Yeah.
Unless you're weight rows and doing it for a living." Yeah. The rest of us just sort of muddle along, and then for me, it just pays for my hobby. Well, pays to keep the channel running, so I can do the hobby, which is part of the hobby for me. JT says, "Marriage is what brings us together today." I thought it was scale modeling. Jim says, "Greetings to all on screen and in chat." Hello, Jim.
Hey, Jim.
Hello, Jim.
TVG says, "Hi, Jim." JT says, "At least you didn't do the short version of the wedding like in Spaceballs." We didn't even know how the chapel was going to be decorated. Because we weren't expecting it to be decorated. And when we went in there, it turns out some of the women from the church had decorated it all in sunflowers and everything for us.
Oh.
It was lovely. Apparently, I spoke to him afterwards and said thank you. And it turned out what they'd done is there was a sunflower, a field next to where one of the women lived. So she rang them up and said, rang the other women up and said, "Let's go into this field and nick a load of the sunflowers out of the fields for the wedding." So they snuck over the gate and just ran off with a load of sunflowers for the church. Which I think is quite funny.
I'm not really up on this whole Christianity thing, but which of the commandments was it about stealing? I got from information. I can't remember myself.
Do you know what? I can't either.
Was there one?
I know. I think it's the first.
Stealing. I'm sure the owner of the field had just forgotten to donate. It's all good.
Yeah,
Oh.
Yeah. Doing them a favor, really.
I think the first 5 are about God and stuff, and then the last 5 are about personal values and things.
All right, coveting things and
Coveting someone's ass and stuff. Yeah.
Because it's like, I think the first one is, "Thou shalt be no other god other than me, for I'm a jealous god," and things. So it's about making sure you respect the Sabbath and things like the first 5.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember all of it. Jem says, "In traditional Korean wedding, you both have to jump over 2 buckets of water.
Oh.
We both got 1 foot in a bucket each, then fell over." Uproar of laughter.
Yeah.
throat's tickly. Jim says, hey there, TBG. June says, Paul, a vicar, a priest, and a rabbit went into a clinic to give blood. The nurse asked the rabbit what he was. He said, I think I'm a typo.
Oh,
Okay. Duke says, Julian, not where I come from. We're all backwards here. Ha ha ha. Oh, Oh, White Rose is broken. Duke says, G'day, Jim. Jim says, G'day, Duke, Julian, and all the usual suspects. Harvey Time says, hi, James. Julian says, hi, Jim Striped Skunk. Harvey Time says, hi, Julian. James says, thou shalt not steal. Harvey Time says, hi, Jim. Jim says, hey there, Hobby Time. JT says, GM, like jumping on a champagne glasses at a Jewish wedding, interesting tradition. TVG says, hi, Gordon. Patrick says, hi, Jim. Harvey Time says, hi, Gary. And Jim says, greetings, Patrick. There we go. Whew.
Nice.
Rattle through there. Oosh.
Hello, everybody.
Yes. And thank you for joining us at Bearded Veteran Creates.
Where did I put my blade?
That's not something you hear every day.
I got.
Excuse me,
did
whilst I
get-
just find my knife.
I did get this done with the photo etch as well. So
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, wow. Okay.
so I'm not sure if I'm going to have that up or down, but
Crikey.
yeah,
Oh,
it
Or
depends.
half.
I haven't built the gun or anything yet, so it depends if the gun sort of takes up a bit of space in there or not. But
yeah, it comes to, you see where the crane mount is in the middle?
yep.
It comes to just below that.
Oh yeah. All right.
Just about just in front, sort of around there. And then you got like a partition across on the side, on the insides, and then
Yes.
a
Yep.
seat.
Yep. That the commander can stand on
Yeah,
like such.
yeah. Me?
There it is. That's where I put it.
JT says, "What blood does a bad secretary have? A typo."
Ah,
Julie says,
Oh.
"I read somewhere there were originally 14 commandments, but the tablet broke and 4 came off. No, not a joke. I did read that somewhere. Probably.
That was Mel Brooks, wasn't it?
yeah,
History of the World Part 1.
Yeah.
And it's like, God
There's
has
15
given me
commands.
these 15. Yeah, and he fumbles one of them. He's 10. 10
10
commandments.
commandments for you all to obey.
Classic.
Awesome movie, that. I introduced you to it, I think.
You
Sat down and
did.
watched it with you and Lachlan, and you just giggled like a schoolboy because you were.
How the hell does that fit in?
Yeah, that was a great movie. Move that miserable piece of shit.
You look like the lowly piss boy. You look like a bucket of shit.
Yeah, you shouldn't have shown me that. It was very irresponsible.
He never claimed to be responsible. Jim says, Marley, enjoyed watching the start you made on HMS Victory.
Thank you, Jim.
JT says, history of the world. GM says, John T, jumping on glass, not a good idea. It would cut through the thin shoe material. You stamp on it, don't you? It's got a piece of cloth over it. Duke says, Timmy, you are a PE whiz. Well done.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm assuming that's PE. If it's P whiz, then. Jim says, that's actually 275 commands. The Lord broke it down to 12 to keep simple and easy to remember. JT says, guys, it's good to be the king. All hail King of the Heathens.
Okay. I'll just change camera. So the victory that Jim just referred to is this one. It's a Corel 198 scale wooden ship kit. So the other day on YouTube, so I built up the carcass, and that's pretty much all glued now. So I've got the decks in place just to make sure everything's all lined up. But that's the start, and then from there it'll progress and build up from that. So
Let's have a look, John. Let's have a look on the big screen. There we go.
there's not much to
Cool.
look at, but it's it's going to be just over a meter long, I think. Yeah, 1,035 mil. So once it's all done, it's going to be a big boy. How wide was it with the masts? It would be 715 mil.
Good
So
grief.
yeah, it's big.
He's thick.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I hope it will be. Let's find out.
Okay. So
So, John, who are those guys that you talk about who do the wooden ships over here? They do loads and loads of them. They do them like from like small rigs up to 3-deck ships of the line.
There's two British companies, Caldercraft, or Joe Tika.
No, not them.
No?
No, not them. The other one. I can't remember their name, but I saw on ScaleMates the other day that in their 2026 lineup is HMS Surprise.
It is. It's the
That looks
Vanguard
interesting.
models.
Vanguard, that's them.
Chris
Yeah.
Watton at Vanguard Models is building up. It's a surprise.
And another one.
Yeah.
Not Indy. Might be Indefatigable actually.
I would buy
Ooh,
it
from
for
Hornblower.
sure. Yeah, I love Hornblower.
yeah.
It's
I
one
heard
of the
that about
ships that Nelson commanded himself in his
Yes.
slightly earlier years. I can't remember which one.
They look amazing. Like,
My dear
Agamemnon.
father would not like me for not knowing these names. He'd get quite angry with me for not knowing.
I heard you like Hornblower, Tim. You have that about you.
Is that a euphemism? Yeah.
You take it how you want, mate. I'll allow your mind to work that one out.
I was looking at the little brig
Hornblower's
that they
just
do, like little cutter type thing.
Yeah.
And it looks really cute. It looks really fun. And I thought, do you know what? One day it's like £200 or something, but one day I just might have a go, just on a little ship like that, without too much rigging.
Well, they're little ones. Like now that everything is laser cut and all that sort of stuff, pre-cut.
Yeah.
It's they're compound. I mean, my view on it all is they've always been different media. That you could talk about purists saying, "Oh, if it's not wood, it's not worth it," and all that stuff. But these ship kits have always been like that. That's why they have cast cannon and decorations and all that sort of stuff. But if my view, if you want to add plastic to it, whether it be all the I can't remember the brand name. Looking in my drawer, evergreen stock to it, or if you want to add anything 3D printed or whatever, then just do it. Like, it's your build. Just enjoy it.
Yeah.
People get way too hung up on stuff like that, don't they?
You can do.
Yeah, they do.
Julian says, the 10 Commandments have been updated for the modern age. 1, you must not extract urine from the host of the YouTube stream. Oopsie, I'm going to hell, aka Cardiff. JT, in the words of whoever sung it, you're already there. Who was it that sung that? I'm already there. I can't remember. JT says, Julian and I will be hellmates. Paul says, back again, just got a message from a friend. One of our oldest friends had a bad fall, broke her hip, was on the lounge room floor for several hours before being found. Oh, bloody hell.
Oh, no.
Duke says, weren't you expecting that ship, John? Surprise.
Oh, didn't see it coming. No, I've been following for a number of years. He's been talking about building, getting it together and releasing it because there is a market for it. But yeah, I've been honestly, Caldercraft announced that they were releasing a surprise back in 2000, and I'm still waiting for it. In fact, their website has it in 99% done. They haven't updated the website for 20 years either.
Paul says she is now in hospital. That's good. That reminds me of because Paul got ill, then Daphne got ill, then now their friend's ill. It reminds me of one of my exes who was a she was a professional carer.
Mm-hmm.
She was a supervisor, but she had a spate where every 2 weeks one of her patients was dying. And she got really upset over it in the end. And I said, "Oh, it's like you're the Black Widow or something, isn't it? Every time you go to someone, they die."
Is that why she's one of your exes?
She's one of my exes. Bloody fruitcake. She used to do stupid shit. Like, if I turned over to get comfortable and didn't hug her anymore, she would jump up and start throwing ornaments at my head and things. It's just weird. JT says, Paul, hope they will be okay. Yeah. Oh. This computer's running slow. Julian says, JT, I think hell will be standing room only at this rate. Bit of a snag for yours truly. Oh my God. Jim says, surprise, wasn't that ship at Pearl Harbor in 74, in 741? Julian says, damn, hope she recovers quickly, Paul. Duke says, that's terrible, Paul, happens a fair bit. Paul says, thanks, JT. She is 85, so not good age for this sort of thing. No. Nan and Grandad are 85. JT says, Julian, the same for me. Hard to stand. At least it isn't like little Nicky. JT says, Paul, I understand. Happened to my aunt years ago. Jim says, Paul, hope your friend will be all right. Julian, no, Jim, it wasn't Pearl. It was a gunboat that lasted until the end of the war. There you go. Patrick says, yes, first rule of modelling, it's your build to build the way you want it to be. Exactly. JT says, stuck in a floaty thing. Mr. Morris is twitching and gurgling.
That's why he's not here. He's about to tune in and looked at the screen and went, no.
Yeah. Jim says, Julian, indeed, Julian, it was meant to be a wisecrack in the form of a question. Yeah, I got it, Jim.
Yeah, we got it.
Paul says, thanks, just hoping she will get through the trauma. Yeah. Julie says, Mikey, one of my carers, has a similar story. Several people a year he sends to hospital. Not his fault, just happens when he calls. Yeah. I used to wind up and say that the patients were terrified of getting her as a carer. Duke says, serious modelling question. Has anyone painted a plane wing that looks like it's almost see-through, trying to replicate a World War I clear doped wing? Good question for John, I think.
No, I have not. There is a YouTuber. Just give me a moment. I'll see. Oh, well, so here's the thing. This engine, it fits nicely, but once it's all lined up, because of the shape of it, you can move it up and down. So you got to wait for it to glue straight, and then I'll get I'll look up a YouTube channel that might have an answer there.
Good question, though.
Oh, great question.
Terrible question. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Shut the fuck up, Tim. Don't insult my guests.
That's your job.
Yeah, that's my job.
Do the same thing at uni. If like everyone's like agreeing and like handshaking and back patting and stuff, I just drop a hand grenade into it.
You're that guy that sat at the back of briefings and raised your hand at the end, weren't you?
I still do. When people go like, "Does anyone have any questions for me? Where do babies come from?" And they go, "Shut up."
Evans.
Have to snip this a little bit off.
JT says, offline, nobody can hear you scream. Oh, God's sake. Jim says, not I, Duke. Sounds like an interesting project. It does. Do you know anyone that does that sort of thing, Gary?
What?
You know where they used to...
Clear.
the clear doping sort of thing. Painting.
Not really. I remember Mystery Box Nick did a kit, maybe for one of the 48-hour challenge builds.
Yeah.
That was a really, really old one that had something to do with weird stuff on the wings. I don't know whether you had to dope it and paint it or what. It was very odd. I can't remember though. It was a 2 or 3 48-hour builds ago. But no, I don't know anyone who does that really.
I know Budget Modeler did the cauldron, didn't he? And he made it look like the fabric was stretched over the wings.
Yeah,
you could see the ribs. It looked like you could see the ribs and stuff. And I think he does mention on the videos where he learned that technique. I can't remember who it was.
Okay.
Flying Circus Models or something.
That's the one I'm looking for, yes.
There you go, Flying Circus Models. Duke says, I'm painting the Bristol Scout, John.
Ah, beautiful aircraft.
JT says, Duke, I want a Bristol Cream instead. Duke, I'm frequently ashamed of myself, Timmy, but I get over it. Yeah, is that whenever you look at your search history on Google? Jem says, John.
It's just my address over and over again.
Yeah. The webcams. Jem says, John, was there not a frame for mounting the engine on?
No.
John, remember the ad for Harvey's Bristol Cream? No. I remember the advert for Sheridan's. My mum used to drink that. Duke says, ha 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 ha, JT. And Joe says, hee. I said to a carer the other day their office would start losing carers. They go to Julian and vanish. No clue where they go, but his rockery is bloody massive and growing. Very good, Julian. Gino says, good day to you all. Hello, Gino.
Hello, Gino.
Hey, Gino.
Hey, Gino.
Duke says, nobody is allowed to look at my Google history. Nobody. I believe most of Duke's content that he produces is now behind an age verification wall. All the watching people sleeping videos. There's the bit where Duke drops you can hear Duke dropping his trousers that put it over the limit.
Push it to the limit. Oh, that's singing. Sorry.
Was it? Could have fooled me.
Kind of.
Gino says, how is everyone going today? We are going well.
Just put that on the right way around. There we are.
Duke says, going well, Gino. Hope you are well. And JT says, Duke, we didn't see you playing with your dolls again. Depends which dolls they are. That goes that way. Like that. Just like that. That's cool. Look at
Wow,
that. Got
that's
its wing.
blue.
Oh. JT says, funniest part, Spaceballs.
Combing the desert.
Duke says, there's no sound on my videos, Mikey. Don't be silly. Jim says, Marley, forgot John, what paint scheme and markings will be on the Wildcat?
So this one will be I want to go for scheme B, which is Disuan, which is the Atlantic rather than Pacific. Let's make that USS Core. So I have a choice of having a red outline on the stars and bars or a later blue one. I'm going to go with the red because I can. Be like that.
Ooh.
Anti-German U-boat fleet.
Very good.
Yeah. And then the F4, F3 that still remains in the stash will be named after the guy who your local airport is named after.
Ozzy Osbourne?
No. His name was O'Hare International. Something like that. Butch O'Hare, I believe.
Alrighty.
Yeah. Cool. There you go. So we've got 22 people watching and 17 likes at the moment. So yeah. A little bit quieter than normal for a Monday, but we're doing okay. Good explanation on the colour schemes as well, John, by the way.
Oh.
It's nice to hear that information. Gino says, I'm okay, Duke. Oh, take John off full screen. Jim says, the Academy F4F kit has an engine frame, albeit skinny, fragile form. Very nice detailed engine and wheelbase. Decided not to buy the kit.
Well, this one has a full engine frame.
Yeah.
However,
you didn't put it on.
No, it's all there. But once you do all that, it then goes into the two fuselage halves as shown, and then the engine goes onto the front of the fuselage. So it doesn't actually touch the frame.
With it being a radial, it wouldn't sit inside the frame, would it? Sit on the front.
Well, yeah. So at the back of it, you still got the power unit accessory drive. But the fit on this is really good, I must say. But yeah, it's weird that the engine you could have it up or down, but everything goes very well. Once that engine's in place, I mean, look at that, they're gorgeous.
Duke says, I've put some things on Discord, JT. Julian says, YouTube has a few Harvey Bristol cream adverts, but one's tagged as Oasis, so I'm not posting that one for obvious reasons. Yes. I used to like the MasterCard adverts. They were funny. Bob says, a lot of my early RC models were World War I types. Linen was too heavy, so we used to use doped nylon. We ended up higher than the planes. They weren't see-through unless being in the hunt in the sun.
Right.
There we go. See, I'd love a radio-controlled World War I tank. That'd be ace. Just drive it around in the garden. TVG says, are you cooking with the care as Julian? No, he's not. He's not that Australian woman that cooked her husband.
Oh, what?
Did you not hear about that a few years ago?
That cooked her husband.
Yes.
No, we've got
that one.
We've got higher classes of criminal here, like people that invite their in-laws around for mushroom risotto and poison them all.
I think it was she fed them. Was it Duke Wellington? No,
Oh,
it was beef Wellington.
Beef Wellington, and they showed a picture of it on A Current Affair, and I said if Gordon Ramsay saw that, he would testify she deserved prison time anyway, just for how crap the Wellington looked.
I mean, it's before she invited me around for tea. Like her Google search history was poison mushrooms in my area.
Yeah,
She was found guilty.
And like the cops came around and they're like, "Do you know anything about them being poisoned?" And she's like,
No.
"By mushrooms? No."
Would you like something to eat? No.
Yeah. The whole thing was like comically stupid.
Mm.
Apart from people dying. But...
Oh, there's that. Yeah.
Yes. Bob says, "What's Nodge rabbiting on about?" June says, "No TBG, and I'm entirely innocent." Well, of that anyway. Jim says, "Waitrose, Bears looked good at times and not so good at others. Coach is definitely the right man for the job."
Excellent.
I've
Excellent.
got fruit juice.
Hope they're going to have a better season. It can't be much worse.
June says, "Hi, Gino." Jim says, "The red outline of the star and bar was applied between June and September 1943. Edward Butch O'Hare was the first ace of the Pacific War. His father was allegedly a lawyer for Al Capone."
Oh. So he now works for the DOJ. Moving on.
Grapefruit. Oh no, grape juice.
So that's Butch O'Hare's scheme. So the F403, I believe, will either look. I do like that one because it's a quintessential Wildcat, isn't it? But I also like this one with the big sort of balls on it because they overpainted the roundels and left the original ones in place. So it looks a bit odd. But apart from that, no, I think I'll stick with Butch O'Hare because
Because
it's a
you like
Wildcat.
it.
Yeah.
Gino says, "Hi, Julian." GM says, "John, I mentioned the engine frame. I was wondering if the spacing would give you enough clearance between the rear and the property of the cowl."
Yeah. I think it's...
JT says, "TBG, cooking carers. I know of a nice Chianti." Sandra's in. She says, "Hello. Sorry I've not been around much. I have a lot of bad things going on right now. I've lost my job. My mum has confirmed Alzheimer's. I've fallen out with my dad, and I may even be homeless quite soon." Oh, man, sorry to hear that.
Well, chin up, Sandra. They can only get better.
I thought you said "shut up, Sandra." Then. I thought
No. Just no, Mikey. No. That sort of behaviour is not on.
Yeah, fingers crossed for you, Sandra.
Yeah. Hopefully we can make you cheer you up a little bit.
What?
Even
This
if it's only
stream?
for a while. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Waitrose walking around strutting his stuff and everything.
Just putting some coffee on.
Yeah. We thought you were doing catwalk for us.
Good looking rooster says what?
Yeah, £10,000 a day, isn't it? You don't get out of bed for less than 10 grand a day doing that stuff, mate.
My dad used to say that. I wouldn't get out of bed for less than £20 an hour. June says, "Mikey, talking credit card adverts, the Barclay card adverts with Rowan Atkinson as a secret agent were hilarious. Probably the genesis of Johnny English." Yeah, I think they were
indeed. Definitely.
Sandra says, "I hope you're all okay." We are. And we hope you're okay.
Yeah.
June says, "Afternoon, Sandra. Sorry to hear all that. Hope life gets better for you soon." Yeah. JT says, there was a P38 ace. His name was Major Bong. Cheech and Chong
Hmm.
probably liked him.
Ira Bong. Yeah, he later
He-
became a Lockheed test pilot. One of the
Yeah,
first
yeah.
jet casualties in the US.
There we go.
Wasn't there another one in Vietnam by that name? Maybe Pete or
There was a Major
Richard.
Richard L. Bong.
That's the one I was
Um,
thinking. Richard Elbong.
Yeah, there's a Major Richard L. Bong Bridge in Townsville,
Oh,
which as a child I always found hilarious because my brother and I would just wet ourselves laughing going over the Dick Bong Bridge.
Major Bong. Yeah. Oh, so that's not funny. I shouldn't be. I shouldn't be laughing as much as I am. But moving on.
Because we've all grown up so much in the intervening years, haven't we?
Yeah,
Obviously,
of course.
quite plainly. He
Yeah.
said bong.
Oh,
Yeah.
he said Major. He said Dick.
Oh dear.
It was Townsville, to be fair.
Shit.
Yes, it is, Mikey.
Is that where they marched down to the quay?
Oh,
The very same Townsville, actually.
the clipping from the paper.
Where as a young cadet, I actually did march every Anzac Day down the Strand.
Yeah. With your slouch hat, your SLR and greens.
Nope, slouch hat, inoculated F88,
Ah.
and DPCUs. They were still at the time.
Yeah.
Sandra says, thank you, Julian. Gina says, sorry to hear that, Sandra. Jim says, Marley, my Wildcat is marked with the Fighting 2 Squadron from the USS Yorktown. We'll post images in Discord.
Oh, wonderful! I look forward to that.
You use Discord?
I know of it. I'll go to great lengths for my friend Jim.
Yeah. For those that don't know, in Discord we have a section called the Smoke Pit, and that's like a FaceTiming thing. You don't have to use webcam, but you can go in there and just chat to each other and do a bit of modeling or whatever. Anyone can use it anytime. It doesn't have to have me, John, or Tiff, or Gary in there, or Tim. If you want to go in there, just go in, and if people want to join you, then they can.
Yeah.
Have a natter. That's what me and John did. June says, JT, commanded by General Chaos. Jim says, wait, Rose, what are you working on?
This beastie.
Let's put you on
some-
big screen.
Just put a couple of very Soviet wing fences on it, and I've been building the fins and horizontal stabilizers, which sort of go like that. They needed a lot of rudder space because eventually it will be carrying a cargo unit up like that. So there we
Lovely.
go. It's a Myasashov VMT. It's its actual name, VMT.
Nice.
Veliki something of a transport. I'm guessing large machinery transporter or something like that.
Yeah.
In the original Russian.
GM says, prop and cowl, spam crash rings, running the marbles up. Let's take it. John says, Julian, General Chaos sounds South Park. Good. Jim, John Thompson, Richard Bong, born in Wisconsin, that name as a teenager, killed on 6th of August 1945 in an air crash.
6th of August, jeez. Hiroshima Day.
JT says, ground control to Major Bong. Gino says, I'm still fighting with my Corsair from Rebel, filling and sanding, and the filling and sanding again. There you go.
You'll get there.
Yeah. JT says, "Hey, Jim." Jim says, "BBC channel rated B for Beavis and Butthead." The better looking Marley says, "How the hell do you know that song, Mikey? Which song?"
I was only 19. A Walk in the Light Green.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I would like that song for ages. It was one of the first things I learned to play on guitar.
Couldn't
Bob
be
said-
something boppy like Mr. Roboto, could it?
Mr. Roboto. That
Got
sounds
the,
like it should be a K-pop thing.
Nah,
John
that's
Schumann, the
that's
songwriter of
sick.
only 19. I've met him a couple of times, actually. Once with Mr. Paul and once on a parade. And yeah, I got him to sign my CDs.
Nice. That you just happened to have with you on Remembrance Day.
Well, I knew he was going to be there. It was the Welcome Back from the Middle East parade for the Orions. So,
Oh, right.
you know, he's from Adelaide, so I knew he was going to be there.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I'm probably the only guy there who didn't deploy to the Middle East with the Orions. But, you know.
And yet you still got to go on the parade.
Well, you know, that's what it's like. You have to. But the deal is, 4 deployments with the Hercs. I felt I, deserved to be there.
Bob says, "Do you not have the same kit? It's in a corner with a conical cap on."
Mhm.
Julian, would now be a good point to remind everyone that Tiff's not typing, but her and her nana may still be watching and hearing the stream.
Polishes Halo. Is that what you call it?
Yeah.
Mm.
Bob says, "Assuming it's a 1/32nd scale monstrosity." Oh, what? Where was it the other day? Oh, was it the air? No, I don't think it was the Airfix site. It might have been the Airfix site, actually. A 1/32nd Tiger Moth was reduced to like 15 quid.
Oh,
Oh, do I get it? I was like, no, I don't want to do another 1/32nd biplane. JT says, "Jim Bong's P-38 was named Marge." GM says, "It's little things, isn't it, Mr. Evans? We may have to leave early to stay sane. I'll just grab my coat." Gino says, "Yes, it is 1/32nd, Bob." Jim, Gary's stuff. Very nice, Gary. Is that the Bison bomber carrying their Borscht tank?
It is based on the Bison bomber, which was the MYA 4, was it? Miasha 4, I think it was. There was the Bison. It is essentially the same plane, but the tail is split with 2 plate fins in order to carry that very large tank, which was there to support the Energia shuttle program originally, and was then used to ferry around large cargoes here, there, and everywhere.
Jim says, "Mikey, I 3D printed a small bust of Winston Churchill, only 5 centimeters high, but took 4 hours and 20 minutes. Wow.
yeah.
Shouldn't take that long at 5 centimeters. Surely." Paul says, "Birth control to Ginger Tom. Birth control to Ginger." Oh dear. Not that we have a problem with gingers on this channel.
No.
It's fine, Julian. Nana has dozed off on the couch. Bless her. Jim says, "John, that's right, John. Tamir makes a 1/48 scale model of P-38 with decals for Bong's personal aircraft, Margie."
Does it? Okay.
JT, Jim, Monogram or Rebel made one too. Paul says, "Ginger Tom to birth control. I'm walking in most peculiar way, and things are missing that were there yesterday." Oh dear.
He's a very talented man, our Paul.
Yeah. Jim says, "Julian, if the Churchill bust had a cigar, it would have needed another 2 hours to print the image."
Hell yeah.
And JT says, "Lol." There you go.
Nothing quite like a Churchill Robusto in my book.
Yeah.
If I could.
I wonder. Yeah. I'm sure we could find someone to 3D print a large one to go in your room, in your office.
Talk about things large in my room. I got my my beer barrel Spitfire the other day.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Ethics.
Oh, from Epix.
Yeah. I paid for it myself, I hasten to add. They didn't send it
Of
free.
course.
Thank you, Dale. Just saying. If you're hearing. Just saying. Like the Mark 8 you sent me last year, which was free. Unlike that. So yeah, it's all very good. I guess it's the same as the old one, but the resin parts are all made by Edward. They're cast resin extras from Edward for the beer barrels and the shackles and all the rest of that. And it's got a slipper tank as well for the fuselage, which is very good.
Hmm.
So
And
from
it
what I
comes with
understand,
a special
so
glass
this
as
is
well.
the first time that Epix have included anything other than styrene in their kits?
Not the first time. They did it many years ago. I'm going to say 80s-ish, mid-80s maybe. They used to have expert kits where they had a bit of photo etch and stuff like that in it. But yeah, this is them looking into the market. I did ask Dale whether that was, the start of something new for Ethics.
Yeah.
And I'll try and find his response.
Was it STFU, Gary?
No, not at all. It's actually been really nice recently.
That's good.
Yeah, he said. Yeah, so I asked if it was a big sort of a difficult persuasion to get to the board to say we want to include this as the next kit, and he said no, it didn't really need to twist any arms to do it, but more recourse is needed to fully roll out to other projects we have in mind. So they obviously are planning for some kits in the future to have resin accessories and stuff like that, and maybe special editions. I don't know. So yeah, it's good. I think generally speaking, people are sort of reasonably happy with certainly the quality of the resin is good because it's Edward. It is cast resin, and Edward pretty much normally now do 3D print. So I guess they may have got a deal because the technology is a little bit cheaper. And it was interesting sort of obviously it's got a new set of cartograph decals, and we're chatting about cartograph, and one of the guys there said the thing about cartograph is they know how good they are. So if you say, right, I need 5,000 of these, they'll give you a price, and they say, right, well, what if I ask for 10,000? They'll say, well, it will be twice as much. So, will you not give me a discount for volume? No. Not even if I buy 100,000? No. Yeah, that's what you'll pay. They are so strict on their pricing. It's none of this. Oh yeah, we'll shift our price to try and get you to buy, because they know how damn good their decals are. I mean, personally, I think they're the best there are. Full stop. And very usable
up there
as well.
Yeah,
very usable as well. But yeah, so who knows? They may well do future editions, either of existing kits or kits they are planning in the future, that some of them will have resin, if they can persuade the board up to do it. I'm still waiting for him to come back. I did offer, I don't know if they've got a SAM 2 in their stock. Dale's always said, when you say to him, what's the one thing you would really like to have back as a vintage classic? He always says, I wish we could find the molds for the SAM 2.
Yeah.
Because we could sell thousands of those.
Okay,
So,
I don't know what that is. What is
the SA2 guideline? Guideline
no closer
missile.
to understanding. Oh, okay.
You used to be in the. Oh God's sakes! Don't they teach you anything over
SAM is in.
Surface
to air missile, as in big pointy thing launched from bad men from the ground to shoot down our brave heroes in the sky.
Yeah.
That's
All right.
short.
So we're talking
As
about
it's-
an Eastern Bloc.
Yes, it was the first Soviet, essentially the best Soviet surface-to-air missile for some time. It's the thing that took down Gary Powers'
Gary
U-2,
Powers.
for example.
Okay.
And it's the thing that kept planes flying at fairly high altitude in Vietnam as well. And it was used a lot in the conflicts between Israel and Egypt and things like that. Anyway, in 1973, they made a kit of it, 1/76th scale, OO scale. It is now one of the rarest airfix kits there are to find secondhand.
Okay.
But I got sent one, so there it is.
Can we zoom in on that? I am unfamiliar with this boxing.
There you go.
Oh,
I'll set
wow.
up picture. Get the there you go, to focus a bit. So it comes with, as you can see, the trailer. So I said to her, if you want, you can borrow this and scan it if you haven't got one in your actual stores to do. And he hasn't come back yet. But anyway, we'll see.
So they don't have one in their archive.
I don't know. I don't know if they do or not. But it is, it's one of those like top 5 most wanted kits by airfix collectors.
Oh, wow.
They go for this crate, sort of 30, 40 quid sometimes. It's only
that the Bond bug never actually made it to Australia.
Oh, really?
Never seen one.
Probably because they lost so much money on it.
Did they?
Yeah, because they had a really bad short shot on the parcel shelf.
They did, yeah.
And they actually had to commission a whole new reprint run of the parts. And it cost them all of their profit.
Oh, no.
So they'd spent a lot of the potential profit reverse engineering the transparent parts because they'd lost that part of the set of the frames. And then they had this short shot, which you would have thought would have been the point someone said, you know what, this quality control is really getting on my nerves. We have to sort this out. But there we go. That's just what I would be like if it were my business.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe. But anyway, yeah, so it may be they just didn't print that many after. Oh, Joe.
That was
can't risk. Oh my goodness me, man. What? Oh, I see, right.
Wow.
Oh.
So it's got the retaining pins on chains.
Oh my good God.
Can we zoom in on Tamar, please? Because that looks.
We can.
How many pieces are we looking at here?
Good grief.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the chain, and the light parts are cut off the original sprue.
Wow, that's amazing,
nice.
mate.
Yeah. Why is it?
Well done,
doesn't
Tim.
want to focus again now. Ugh. Yeah, those little chains are a real pain in the butt. So I've got all the similar for these to hold the links of track up on the back. Come on, focus. You're almost there.
Hold your hand behind it, flat. There you go.
Wow, that's complicated.
So I've got all the pins in the top hole so that I can load the sections of track onto the hooks and then drop the pins down.
Dear goodness. Well done, mate. That's incredible.
It's a pain in the butt because I got big bare hands as well. So, like, I took a photo of some of the hinges that I did for the end of the cap for that one to send to my brother yesterday. And where is it? Decent. Nope. 1 sec.
No, not those pictures. Oh,
There it is.
Oh, that's crazy small.
Yeah, so that's 2 pieces. So that's like one that's bent into like the retainer that holds onto the 2 wing pins of the latch, and I had to make 4 of those yesterday. But yeah, it's like what 5 or 6 fingerprint lines.
Yeah.
Length. Yeah, bloody tiny.
Yeah, sod that. That's not fun.
Yeah, you can see why I don't want to do that on the Friday when people want to see Yags.
Yeah. Catch up with the chat. Bob says, when will it be safe to post Smurfette to TIFF? Whenever you can get to the post office. June says, Mikey, that 3D print was 0.04 millimeters per layer, maximum resolution for this printer. Oh, that would explain it. Paul says, cheers, JT. Paul says, Mikey, it shouldn't take that long if it's only 5 centimeters. Mikey, I'd have thought you'd understand. Gino, what? Come on, stupid computer. Gino, what are you working on, Mikey and Timmy? I'm working on that. Ghost Dragon.
Yeah. And I'm just working on the photo etch things for the Yag Panther build that we do on the Fridays.
Yeah. Yeah. JT says, Paul, I'm now thinking of Major Tom. Earth below is drifting, falling, floating, weightless, coming along, coming home. There we go. Paul Tank says, yep, I know what you mean. Laughing face. Dave Skelly says, afternoon, folks. Long time no what's name. Hello, Skelly. How are you doing, buddy? JT says, I loved Peter Schilling's video with the Apollo footage. Don't know why, but Jim Lovell's death is different from all the others for some reason. It is something that makes you think. Well, it's sort of the end of the Apollo era sort of thing, isn't it?
It does feel that way, yeah.
It's like when the last World War I veteran died. It's moving out of living history, isn't it? Joe says, or living memory, I should say. Joe says, had a very interesting visitor at the World War II Museum in New Orleans, one of the few remaining Guadalcanal veterans. My uncle was at Guadalcanal, and I was fortunate enough to speak to him. Cool.
Yeah, wow.
JT says, not all of us realize our dreams, and that is a sad part of life, but we realize other more important ones. Yeah. Dreams don't fade, they merely evolve. JT says, Dr. Seuss had a missile. Sam, I am. Jim says, did see one of those Sams in a UK museum. Are you sure that wasn't a bloodhound? Jim says, Joe, that is very interesting visitor, Joe. Very few World War II veterans still alive today. Yeah. We're getting to the stage with the World War II veterans now that we've got to with World War I veterans, aren't we?
Yeah.
Which, it's weird in a way. If you think about it, our kids are sort of the last generation that would have ever had the opportunity to speak to both World War I and World War II veterans. I mean, certainly we were the last generation. Probably the last generation to speak to both.
Well, for Australia and the US, they're now Vietnam veterans have become the what were like World War II. It is, they're of that age where they used to be so young, as I remember.
Yeah.
Now, of course, they're passing on very quickly.
Yeah. Yeah. It'll be the same for our lot soon, John.
Yeah.
Our generation of veterans. Iraq and Afghanistan.
Mm.
Joe, the babies, you mean?
Well, Falklands, it's already passing into history.
Yes, a whole decade ahead of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's even further if you think about it, because the Falklands was 82, the first
It
Gulf
was.
War was 91,
Yeah.
the second Gulf War was 2003.
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost 2 decades after.
2003.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was there
Joe
4 years
said-
before that.
Yeah, I
Joe
don't
said-
feel old at all. Thanks for that.
It's all right, buddy. You're just a senior member, that's all. Joe says, I asked him about the Japanese cutting off dead Marines, and he acknowledged it, but he whispered to me that they got them back, but couldn't say because he didn't want to go into front of War Tribunal. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
War is hell. Can't get away with stuff like that now, though, because there's so many bloody cameras and stuff, and they have helmet cameras and all sorts now to make sure they're not doing that sort of stuff.
Yeah, pick up a banana, it'll take a photo of you.
Yeah. Jim says, excellent PE work, Tim. Bravo.
Thank you.
Joe says, Jim, he's 102. When they visit, we take them to lunch. It's the least we can do.
Incredible.
John just stands there for an hour telling them all about the planes that they used to fly. Gino says, nice, Tim. Very nice. Jim says, very true, Joe. JT, we are so remembering a war, getting ready for another. I don't understand what about human beings. I'm channeling my inner George Taylor. Yeah. And it's like saying goes, only the dead have seen the end of war. GM says, watching on a big screen, it's still struggle to work out how you can see the parts, Tim.
With great difficulty.
Gina says, nice, Mikey. Are you going to do your dragon in Welsh colours? I've got some transparent primer for it. So I'm going to prime it. And then I've got transparent red and transparent orange. But what I might do is paint the back, prime it, and then paint the back with silver. The back of the wings and everything in silver. And then paint like red or something over it. So that any light gets reflected back to the front of the plastic. So I'm not sure. I'm going to have a play with it and figure it out. But yeah, probably because I did my last dragon in Welsh colours as well. Jim says, there was a Sam Bloodhound and a V2 next to each other. You couldn't get that wrong. No.
No.
JT says, John, so is Korea those veterans are leaving too? Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well,
My dad was in Korea.
Yeah.
And he was 95 when he died last year, so 94.
Yeah.
So 95. Yeah, there's a precious few of them around.
Well, even if in World War II, I think at least 100 years old now, aren't they? If they fought in World War II.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. 60. Yeah, because it's 80 years ago since 1945. So they'd have to be at least 98.
Mm-hmm.
GM says father-in-law fought in the Korean War. He is still going fine.
Wow.
Good man. Glad to hear it.
John says, GM, sad we call it a conflict here. Junior says, that saying is George Santanea, Mikey, the same guy who said, those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it.
Yeah.
JT says, my uncle was affected by a conflict. I get mad about that, and so would my uncle have what he saw. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Look, I haven't met anyone in the forces that actually enjoys war, you know. There are some of them, I'm sure, but I've not met any of them.
I think the adrenaline's that's caused by it is quite addictive, but I wouldn't say war's enjoyable.
By its very nature, destroys lives.
Yes.
Not a fan.
As Axel Rose says, it feeds the rich whilst it buries the poor.
As Bruce Springsteen says, over 59 Chevy with the 396 fuelie heads and a hearse on the floor. Oh, no, sorry, wrong song.
I have no idea what that was about.
John does.
Sod the rest of us like. Oh, my Phil Collins album's arrived today, John.
Oh, yes. Very good.
So I was listening to... oh, crap. It's gone out of my head. Hello, I Must Be Going. Out before I came on the stream.
It's awesome. That's the one with...
like China and things like that.
Like China, that's what I'm thinking of, yeah. One of the few songs where he sings in a different accent. Like he sings in a Geordie accent, I believe.
No, Cockney accent.
Cockney, is it? Oh, yeah, Cockney, yeah.
Yeah. I love that song.
It is great, yeah.
Because he is a Londoner.
And you still like him.
Yeah. I like you, but it doesn't mean I like London.
True. Neither do I, so.
Paul Tanker says, I noticed not so many Nam vets at last year's memorial service here in Armadale.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're getting few and far between. You think about it, here in the UK now, the sort of the mantle of or title of veteran has sort of passed through the generations now, hasn't it? So it's sort of like the Falklands veterans are the senior generation of veterans now, whereas it used to be the First World War, Second World War and things.
Yeah.
I mean, even mine and John's generation of veterans now, when we're not the junior generation of veterans anymore. When I came back in 2008, and that's 19 years ago now.
Yeah, it's mad.
17 years ago since I came back from Iraq. Yeah, there's an entire generation of people that have been born since then. GM says, Julian, very true. Many will repeat a war, 80% boring and 20% terrifying. Yeah. Although I did notice towards the end of the tour, it became a lot less terrifying. And it wasn't because it was any safer, it's just we'd stopped giving a shit. We just got to the point where it's like, yeah. And that's why British only do 6-month tours, maximum 6-month tours. Because after a while, you start getting complacent.
Yep. Yeah.
JT says, you guys have experienced something I haven't, and war isn't one of those things I want to see. I'm glad to see you're all still fine human beings you are. Sorry if I said the wrong thing. Not at all, mate. You didn't say the wrong thing.
Not at all.
Except I'm not a good human being.
But you didn't go to war either, did you?
Nah, not really. I'm in the Navy, mate.
Yeah.
There hasn't been any Navy trips for yonks.
Most dangerous thing you did was the pedalos at Alton Towers.
No, I was probably eating local food in Vanuatu. But, it'll kick off at some point, but what are you going to do?
Yeah. Paul Malley says, speaking of war, I finished reading an audiobook today. Mr. H, Ian Kershaw, 60 hours. Wow. So sad beginning to end, but I learned so much about those years. Yeah. Joe says, yes, a group of Vietnam veterans were in the convention, and they're up in age also. Yeah. So with the UK didn't get involved in Vietnam. So there wasn't really anything between Korea and the Falklands other than the Suez Crisis.
Yeah.
So yeah, now that the Korean veterans are sort of moving on, passing over, it's now the Falklands, the Gulf, and the second Gulf, and Afghanistan.
There was also that slight unpleasantness in Northern Ireland to deal with.
Well, yeah,
that went on for way too long.
Well, yeah, like nearly 100 years, or over 100 years.
Madness. And again, it's like Afghanistan. You look back on it all and think, what was the point?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or just, Well, this is the whole thing with current conflicts now. If you want to live in peace, stop throwing shit over the fence.
Yes. JT says, Timmy, thanks for the laugh. Joe says, even though Timmy had John for an uncle, he managed to be a fine human being.
Yeah, what are the odds?
That's because he had Paul as an uncle.
That's right.
JT says, Paul, the H youth, was a sad example of child abuse and children used as soldiers. Yeah.
So that Ian Kershaw book, The H Bloke, I read that myself. It's an incredible book, I've got to say. Yeah. I'm glad you picked it up. It's incredible. I read it while I was doing Orion stuff. And my groups were saying, one of them said, why are you reading that? And I said, I want to understand what mindset people have to vote somebody like that into power. Like, how does somebody with such extreme views get that popular? And at the end of it, I think I understood. It was just like, at different times, different people, all that stuff. But it was an incredible book.
It makes sense if you think about it, because if you go to, when you start moving away from the center ground and you go to one extreme and it's still not working, then people tend to flip to the opposite extreme, because the opposite must work, right? If one thing's not working, the opposite must work. But
I've always been intrigued by what's called the Night of the Long Knives. Like, it's an incredible part of.
Tim, why did you sound so excited by that?
Because I did in years 11 and 12. So that's like four units of history over those 2 years, and 3 of those units were on Germany Republic to Reich.
Yeah. We had to do the Weimar Republic.
Huh.
Exactly. Like that. That's where we started, and then did all the way up to the Beowulf push and Night of Long Knives and all that stuff.
Yeah.
All the key players and all that stuff, which was
interesting.
Which I was really happy about, because I hate Australian history. It's so boring.
It is boring, but that's good in a way, isn't it?
Yeah, I suppose. We built a country. People are upset about it now. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was the Eureka blockade. There was the Rum Rebellion.
We don't talk of the Emu War. Shush, Mikey, shush. It's a bit of a sore point.
Anyway, Bob says, so Falklands is becoming a veteran war. Well, it's always been a veteran war. Crivens, I knew a couple of posts from that too. One was infamous for doing the yomping cartoons with a couple of friends. Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy I know was one of the Marines that did the Yomp across the Falklands. He was only 17 at the time. JT,
50 years ago now.
Yeah. 53 years.
And I know what that is now, thanks to Gary.
How did he manage to get to combat if he was 17?
Because they were Marines, and apparently in the Marines, they just all got told it doesn't matter how old you are, you're a Marine, so you're going.
Okay.
Because the youngest guy to serve in the Falklands was another Marine who was a few months older, and there's a lot of interviews with him on YouTube.
Oh,
He just turned, I think he was 17 and a half or something.
crazy.
Yeah, they wouldn't allow it now.
Fucking crazy. No, it's against the Armed Forces Act,
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah, you can sign up at 16, but you can't deploy overseas until you're 18. So you can't even go on overseas.
I don't believe you're allowed any combat position until you're 18 years old.
No.
Anyway.
See,
And quite rightly so, frankly. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. See,
I
tested around my 17th birthday. So by the time I finished basic and everything, I was eligible to go overseas anyway. JT says, John, it's all televised too. That makes stuff the more worse. Yeah.
Absolutely.
JT says, the saddest example of a recorded war was the American Civil War.
Yep, there's terrible atrocities there. Like, yeah, awful.
JT says, Freddy Krueger had Night of the Finger Knives. Julian says, if I recall correctly, Night of the Long Knives was when the H-word assassinated his rivals, chiefly Ernst Raum, original head of the SS. Yes.
Head of the SA.
SA, yeah.
Yeah, because it was SA, and then it became SS one. Because they started off as the brown shirts.
Yeah.
Joe says, many Marines in World War II were 16, 17 who joined if their parents signed for them. Yeah. But we're talking Falklands, we're talking about Royal Marines Commandos.
And also we're talking about a different age. You know, you look at the ages of some of the pilots who, even like in the Dams raid, for example.
Yeah.
I mean, Dave Shannon, I think, was 19. So he's taking part in the Dams raid because he's a veteran flyer at the age of 19. He didn't have a driving license. He was commanding a Lancaster.
Yeah.
It's just
incredible.
Mental. I just can't see that happening now. You know, that level of responsibility.
Well, this is the problem with all-out war, isn't it? Is sooner or later you've got to choose whether you're going to allow younger people or
totally,
people who are overage.
Yeah.
It's like,
No.
It's like if there's been discussion in the UK about bringing in conscription and things again, national service, and they've said, he'll only be 18 to 21 or something. Well, that's fine, but what happens if something kicks off? That 18 to 21 is then going to become 18 to 25, and then it's going to go up to 18 to 30 or whatever. So are they going to go a little bit down and just go, okay, you joined up at 16, so you're trained, so we're just going to let you sit in barracks?
Yeah, just sit around in GDs.
Yeah. Or are they going to go, or are they going to go, you're trained, we need trained soldiers, we'll send you even though you're only 17?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have similar conversations here every so often. Generally joint to youth crime conversations. Because, we'll just go, just put
send
them
to the military. Yeah, they'll teach them manners. No, we don't want them. We then have to deal with them, and people die if they get it wrong.
Yeah, and you kick up a stink when it's like, this recruit was flogged or whatever, and it's like,
But also,
They
you
did something.
give them 3 years of military service. Fine.
Yeah.
When they come out, they still haven't got a job.
Yeah.
You know, they're still unemployed. Create the jobs. Create a sense of hope for young people.
Yeah.
And I think you'll find the level of crime will probably go down. You don't have to give them. You don't have to train them to how to kill people, and then still let them out into the big wide community.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
Without solving the underlying problems. The military is not a solution to anything.
Yeah.
Any social ill. It
If you
just
do
isn't.
that, all you've done is just trained them how to be more dangerous with their crimes.
Yeah. And possibly in the age of Wellington, it worked. You know, you either went into the army or you went to jail for a lot of offences. Possibly then it would work, because they were frankly more scared of their sergeants than they were the French. But in a modern army, it just doesn't work. It just doesn't. You have to have highly motivated people doing difficult jobs, and they have to really invest in what they're doing to be able to do it effectively and not risk anyone else's lives, let alone their own. And you can't do that with conscripts. You just can't do it. It's a waste of time.
Yeah, that, and if you do it, you're going to end up with everyone just taking the mick out of the support system and stuff. So then, like, everyone's benefits are going to go down.
The other thing is as well is if you recruit younger, they're more easy to sort of motivate them to do as they're told and things. Whereas if you took someone our age and said, "Go and do this," we'd go, "Why?
Yeah,
what's the point in that?" Or we'd argue back or something like that.
I know
More
my rights.
Authority. Yeah.
Well, bottom of the line for me was my old man said to me once, we did and saw things no one else should have to.
Yeah.
So that the next generation don't have to.
Yeah. How'd that
And we
work?
shouldn't be doing that. We should not be doing that. We should not be doing this to our generations ahead.
The sad
People
thing
volunteer
is,
for it to do that. It's whatever, but we shouldn't be making people do shit like that. Ever.
You think about it, the sad thing is the World War One generation did it so that the next generation wouldn't have to. The next generation ended up in World War Two. They did it so that youngsters wouldn't have to. Then we had Korea. It's bloody politicians every time, isn't it?
Yeah. The ones who actually have never done anything.
Yeah.
With their lives. The professional politicians.
With our last MP, when all this stuff with Russia and that kicked off, because I talked a lot on some of his YouTube posts and things, he actually messaged me and said, "We may have to vote whether to go to war or not soon. What's your opinion on this?" And I sent him like an A4 page, basically, of saying, if you don't think you can sit opposite a mother who has just lost their child and say to them, "I sent your child for this reason, and it was a good reason," don't say yes to it.
Absolutely.
If you can't justify it to a grieving mother, don't do it.
Well.
Yeah.
So next week on Bearded Veteran Creates, we solve the Gaza conflict. So be sure to tune in.
We'll stay away from that one, I think.
Oh, yeah, okay, good. Okay.
Oh,
JT says
Albanese reckons he just did.
Yeah, I know.
That's too close to
just
politics.
mentioning it makes it more complicated.
Moving on then. No politics. I can't believe I said that out loud.
I can't believe that came from you. JT says, heard Robert Englund. He's a really nice guy.
Yes, great at dicing carrots.
Jim says, a lack of effective leadership and those that can lead properly creates the opportunity for a person representing one extreme or another the chance to assume power. Exactly. Better looking Marley says, did anyone else see the 100+ Neo whatevers marching through the middle of Melbourne over the weekend? Totally insane.
That's just another Sunday in Melbourne, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
no, I didn't.
That was just the Emu army readying for war again.
Yeah, no, it's the same thing that you're seeing in Europe at the moment. It's the inevitable blowback when the government is seen doing nothing against imported extremism.
Yeah, but we won't go down that road on live stream.
No,
JT
we'll leave
says-
that till next week.
Well, we'll discuss that on Discord and things.
Yeah,
JT says, we rely on your youth heavily in war. Yes, we do. Joe says, yes, it's amazing how young those pilots were, especially during the Battle of Britain. Heck, I could barely clean my butt at 24.
Oh, I can barely clean it now.
Well, there's a really good poem. It's called The Average British Soldier, and it describes what the average infantryman's like 19s, barely able to pass his exams and things like that. But he can strip a rifle without even looking at things.
Yeah.
It's a really good poem. Somebody put it to music on YouTube. It's good. JT, Mali, a total cancer and furthest thing from being German. My grandfather was more of a German that they ever were, and a wonderful man, proud to be his grandson. There we go.
Very good.
Paul Tank says, Mr. Harris, Crivens, shades of Mr. Pratchett. Julian says, part 1, I think reference reintroducing national service. After your period of national service, you'll drop to the Army Reserves, probably with a couple of days a month refresher training. Probably. Bob says, Paul Tanker, finally someone who gets it. Paul says, I'm not just a pretty face.
Not even a pretty face.
Oh, harsh.
Oh,
JT says, Gary, the wish of every generation of military, sad and never again, is a hope. It takes work to make the dream happen. Yeah. Julie says, part 2, as for civvy life, I think as long as they're taught a useful skill like engineering, Mikey, that will help employability. But Gary's right. You need the jobs to exist for them to go to. Exactly. You also need the support for those that can't work.
Mm-hmm.
JT says, John, Jinsu finger knives. Bob, right back to scooping small polystyrene balls of delicate packing. Wretched things fly everywhere. There you go. JT says, thanks for the conversation today. No problems. And Gino says, thanks for the nice stream, y'all.
So the thing is, we've said before that every time we go live, we have no idea where the conversation's going to twist and turn to. But it's always interesting, isn't it?
I think so. I mean, obviously, I hope the people watching think so. I mean, they must do because they keep watching. But anyway, we are past the 2-hour mark. And John's the only one still modelling.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. All right. Okay. So I had forgotten to put the I think these are radiators in the wing, and you can see them in a big gaping hole there. So I had to I glued them, and then I had to take them off again because I'm an idiot. So a bit of reverse modelling going on.
You stuck the wrong thing in a big gaping hole, did you?
The kit's so good he wants to build it twice.
Yep.
How are you, Gary?
Fine.
Good. Looks good.
It's an incredible looking thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's quite bizarre. But yeah, it's lovely. So I've done the wing fences and put the tailplane together. So yeah,
Nice.
it's getting close to being primed and painted. So yeah, good. Very
Excellent.
happy.
Well done.
Thank you.
Right. We are back
Thank you.
tomorrow. I think Modest should be back tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, what's Julian
That
saying
thing.
now? Yeah, the omnibus.
The omnibus.
Julian says, curiously, even during the war to end all wars, it was referred to by some as the First World War, even then cynically expecting more than one. Yes.
No, it's called the First World War later. Yeah.
Yeah. Paul says, thanks once more for the therapy. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, but look after yourself, Paul, and everyone around you.
Yeah. So we're back tomorrow, 12 till 2 for the omnibus build, which should be fun. Hulvar for now.
Hurra for now.
Bye.
See ya.